Hey guys, what's good, what's happening, and what's going on? Today, we're going fishing. Also, after the other night at martial arts, there was a guy in the parking lot. His car wouldn't start, needed a boost, and I just boosted right off the truck. Don't worry, I use proper boosting methods, but now I'm going to remember to bring this thing with me because I'd rather boost from a battery pack than boost from my vehicle that I depend on working day in, day out. What the frick? Oh, there we go. There we go. There we go. Also, there were some extra baits that I brought in the garage that I want to throw in my tackle bag that I bought from the dollar store. Okay, I thought I heard a dirt dauber. It's these things right here. I bought these here. I want to put them in my tackle bag. Not sure if I'll use them tonight, but I'll use them. So, as you saw in the previous video, I did an Alberto knot on the spinning setup. Still seems to catch the front eye of that rod, which I don't know for the life of me why, but it do. So we'll see how long that fluorocarbon lasts. Okay, that's not going in there. So I'll chuck these guys. You know what? Let's just put them in a Plano box. Let's take them out of this packaging and just chuck them in a Plano. This'll work. Stay. So these are just soft plastic swim baits that are pre-rigged. You got a hook on the top, hook on the belly, and I got them in blue and silver and black and silver. That way there, I can really match the hatch, as they say. Who's they? I don't know. A bunch of people say that. I'd like to know how they poured these. I wonder if there's a do-it mold out there where you can make them yourself, because that would come up clutch. Oh, this one's already showing how it's made. Yeah, it looks like it's just a wire form. Looks like it's just an EWG that goes through the body, out through the top, and then they attach the treble to the base. I guess you could also stick the treble in like that and have it come along, but you kind of want it dangling so if the fish comes up and bites it from the bottom, he's done. So yeah, I'm pretty sure it's just an EWG hook molded in. Put that back in there. Before I do anything else, this here can go in the garbage. I mentioned in the last video that I wanted to load a chatterdonk on the bait caster, and I still want to do that. Because right now, I have a wacky rig, and I think a chatterdonk would do a lot better. I gotta figure out where the hell my chatterdonks are. Because I figure, because the bass don't strike, or the bass, because the, is this a chatterdonk? No, there's a chatterdonk. And it's pre-rigged with a minnow already. Nice. And because the walleye don't start till late o'clock, not 8 o'clock, late o'clock, I figure, why not send the bait caster out first, and we'll go for bass. And then when the big boys show up, we can send out the spinning rod to see if we can catch one of them. That's if they show up tonight. Because guys, shad flies are in full season. Alright, let's cut that tag end and we are golden. What the hell's this? Another pre-rigged swim jig. I know I have more chatterdonks around. Yeah, I got this one too. I'm going to chuck that in my backpack just in case it's needed. Because you never know. Maybe the vibrations will attract a fish and still a bite. We're going to go down to Sunset to do this. So there'll be a little bit of driving. But I figure I got nothing going on tonight. Why not go down and do a little night fishing in shadfly infested area. Thank God them things don't bite. Alright, we're good there. We're good there. Yeah, this is a pretty sweet wacky rig. Works really good. Big fan of the wacky rig. But, what the hell's on my line? Bought these chatterdonks last year. Never really got to use them. So I figure this year would be perfect time to use them. So we got the chatterdonk. We got a jig and a grub. I think we are ready to set sail. Let's go down to the lake and see if anything wants to eat. Alright guys, we're on location. Litter. Frig sakes, and I didn't bring a garbage bag with me. Pisses me off when people do that, man. Anyway, you saw that I tied the Alberto knot on that one. I also have an Alberto knot on this one. And as you can see from the condition of the jig head, I've used this before. Alright. Whoa, what happened there? Okay, so obviously that Alberto knot is not done right. Because I just threw my friggin' entire rig in the water. So that Alberto knot is coming off because I don't know how to tie one. And that chatterbait is now with the fish. So I'm probably going to cut the Alberto knot off the other one too. Oh man, that freaking sucks. I don't even know how much I paid for that chatterdonk. I think it was on sale at Walmart. But Skivens can't tie a knot to save his soul. That or these rods are just not designed to have a knot attached to them. I don't know. I got here and I was all convinced that my spot was going to be gone. I'm going to try the Alberto knot on the other one though. Worst case, I lose a jig and a curly-tailed grub. Who cares? But the eyelets on these are so tiny that they catch anything thicker than the line. So, I don't know. Maybe next time I'm out with my buddy Logan, I can be like, can you show me a proper way to tie a knot so that I can hook up a fluorocarbon leader to this braid? Alright, we're relined. Do I have any EWGs in here? We're going to keep it simple with an extra wide gap and a Senko. Probably going to have to hit up Walmart tomorrow and buy some more of those chatter donks. So it didn't break at the knot, or at the Alberto knot. It broke at where I tied it on. And I've been using these knots forever. Like, basically you wrap it around the line a couple times, pass it through, and then pass it through again. I think they call this the fisherman's knot. Okay, that should hold. I'm going to weightless Senko on an EWG. Did I have a Senko in here? Floating around the top? No. Alright, no big deal. Or maybe I'll throw a fluke, because I packed a bunch of those. Alright, where's that EWG at? See, I normally pull it up and through so that it consumes the tag end and hides the face of the hook. And then back here, these ones don't have the belly slot, eh? No, they don't. So then I just pass it through like this, Texas rig it, like so. And when the fish bites, it's om-nom time. So let's go ahead and recalibrate the rod. All right, let's get this thing out there. All you can smell down here is fish, and it's from the shad flies. It's pretty gross. That's all I'm doing is twitch, twitch, wait. Twitch, twitch, wait. And hopefully something eats. I just saw the biggest bumblebee behind me, and I have no idea how that thing's maintaining flight. If I had more weight, I could get it out further. It's hard to cast a weightless fluke. Maybe I should come down here on the weekend if it's not windy. Drop the kayak in at the boat launch back there and see how that works. Talk to my buddy Adam, be like, hey, you want to go yak fishing on Nip? I definitely do need to take apart this reel and lube it. It is really crunchy. The bearings could use some lubrication fluid. There's a serious undertow right now. All right, I'm going to change up my presentation. To what? I have no idea. We'll find out soon. Well, I tied it on a trench hawk, but the problem is I don't have any weights, any bullet weights. So I'm going to try and throw this fluorocarbon grub out there and see if it actually goes anywhere or if it fumbles the bag. I think we're still attached. Yeah, we're still attached. It's pretty bad now. I can pitch a spinning rod better than I can pitch a freaking baitcaster. What the hell? Baitcaster life was my whole life. And now it's completely reversed. This is dicked. Shit. Okay, we're good. Then again, this lure is 3/8 of an ounce. No, 1/4 ounce. Not 3/8. The kids over there at the rock are looking for fishing lures. They probably found the one I lost a while ago. Remember I was fishing down there and I lost a bunch of lures? Okay, so this Alberto knot's hanging on pretty good and it's going through the guides. I'm thinking I screwed something up on the other one. We'll wait and see if we actually catch a fish on this, if it breaks the Alberto knot. Something I need to quit doing is closing the bail as soon as it hits the water. It's not a bait caster. Just had a hit. We'll see if I still have a tail left. I still have a tail left. I think we might get a storm tomorrow. There's a highly likely chance that we might get a storm tomorrow. But I keep pulling shad larvae up. They get attached to my braid. Then I end up getting them pulled up and they get caught in the front eye until I cast and they flip off. I forgot about that. I know one of the guys from martial arts, he comes down here and goes swimming at the beach over yonder area. And he said it was so disgusting the other day. He's walking out and the shads are all in the water just swarming them. But then you go out further and there's none. So I'm like, yeah, you walked right through the shad spawning ground. Because they spawn in patches all over this lake. What the hell's going on here? There's the Alberto knot on this one. It's a lot smaller. It seems to be holding on for dear life. But then further up the line, there's this like weird... I don't know what the hell happened here. I don't even know if I'm showing you guys. I don't know what the frick's going on. I don't know how I mucked that up so bad. Oh, I know how. Scuffedfishing.com. Alright, I think I'm going to take the Canadian flag off of this one and throw on a swim bait that looks a little bit more natural. Put that on the jig head. Probably lose the tail on it after the first fish because those Guggen swim baits are great and all until you catch a fish and then they just come apart. This one here is already starting to lose his tail. But yeah, I decided to go out and pour some jig heads. And that's how they turned out from that Do It mold. Not too bad. Into the soft plastic pouch we go. I'll tie on one of these black and white ones. 3.8 inch swim bait. I've caught walleye with these. I've caught bass with these. It's a pretty universal bait. You can jig hook them. You can EWG them. You can swim bait hook them. They don't care. Great little setups. See, the nice thing about a spinning setup is you don't have to mess around with the tension of the line. You just send it out, close the bail, let it sink, start reeling. Hopefully something thinks it's a real fish and eats it. But like I said, guys, I don't have high hopes in catching a fish tonight because of the shad flies. Like the window at Coach's new studio was covered. Like it was bad. Is it already starting to rain? So I've been debating on buying a dual injector. Basically you have two injectors to worry about and you can put a different color in each one. So then I can make swim baits like the one that I'm using now. Which, you know, dark on the top, white on the bottom. Almost looks like they got some red flake in the bottom though. I'm seeing a little bit of red flake there. Just heard somebody behind me say that their kid graduated from daycare. I didn't realize daycares offered gradings. All I know is tonight I do not want to turn on this light on the GoPro because if I do, man, I'm going to get attacked like no other. It feels good to come out fishing though, even though I'm not catching anything. Just watching the water eddies. You see how it's all flat here and then it's not here? I don't know what that signifies. Is that because of the undertow or... So mental note for next time, pack some bullet weights. Because I don't even have split shots in my bag right now. I don't know where my split shots are. They should be in with the hooks, but they're not. Oh, it's my reel throwing water on me. I thought it was raining. Maybe I'll try a fast retrieve. I'll let it sink down to the bottom. And then I'll try a fast retrieve on it. I probably don't have a tail left. Something was hitting it. Something over there was hitting it. No, it still has a tail. Let's put it back over there and play some more. I keep forgetting to bring my polarized glasses, but I'm pretty sure there's just a bunch of bugs right there. I'm not seeing minnows under the water. Oh, it's after 8. I think I caught a snag. Yeah, there's probably the worst time of the year to try fishing. I think this thing here desperately needs a weight, and I know I packed weights in here because I took everything out of the freaking other bag, so there's gotta be some weights in here somewhere. There we go. I'll just put a couple of these on. Like 3. What are these, like freaking 1/4 ounce, 1/8 ounce, 1/16 ounce? Doesn't even say. Whatever. They're stupid lightweight. I think I bought them for the float rig. I'll drag this Guggen bait across the ground. Can I attach these to the hook? See if that's enough weight to get this thing out there and get it on the ground. So what we got here is we got a trench hog from Guggen Baits and watermelon green. Is my brake too high or something? My line tension too high? This thing needs grease. That's a given. Maybe lowering the brake wouldn't be a bad idea too. Gonna have to find my real servicing oil and do a service on this thing. Definitely feels like sand got it. Oh yeah, I dropped this thing last time I was in London, right in the dirt. Not the last time, last year when the last time I went. You know what I mean? Probably not, but let's just pretend you do. Finally, something other than a sunfish. That's 4? 4 for me. I think you're up to 5? 6 if we include yesterday's. Yeah, caught him on the old saucy swimmer, boys. Friggin' Guggen Baits. Ah, shit. Guys, I fucked up. No. I dropped my reel on the friggin' sand and it's completely kiboshed. Oh, that's a little better. There's something rustling the leaves underneath me. And I don't like it. Because this place is prone for northern water snakes. Frig, the lake is so calm tonight. How quick does this thing sink with these on? Pretty damn quick. Okay. I thought that was a Canadian goose, but it's just a lady behind me laughing. Yeah, guys, we're going to have to find another place to fish. Maybe this weekend. What am I mean? We got 4 days off. At some point I can pull the boat out. I just need to figure out with the boat how I'm going to get a bucket of water underneath the motor to run it. So once I figure out how to start it, see, I read the manual for it and it said put the throttle in the start position. Okay, great. And in the manual it shows the start position and you turn the arrow to point to that. Problem is all the stickers on that motor are gone because it's so freaking old that the paint rubbed off of them. The only reason I figured out about how the transmission works on it, that was a cold blast of air. What the hell was that? The only reason why I figured out how the transmission worked on it was because of, I saw that lever and I'm like, oh, this has got to be, and there was one section that said Earth, and I figured it was just reverse. That's a bird's nest. Got the brake too low. Not thumbing the spool, not granny shifting, not double clutching when you should. See, that's usually when you catch a bass, is when you're messing around taking the bird's nest out of your reel. Then you go to reel your lure back in and all of a sudden there's a fish on the other end. All right, let's turn that up just a tad. Turn that down just a tad. I'm curious if the walleye will even come in tonight. See, I just seen something hit top water over there. Freaking had a spider on me. Where the frick did that thing come from? Must have climbed up my pants. Yeah, I'm gonna have to take this reel off when I get home. Go into the garage, find my gear oil, tear it down, clean it up, because it definitely feels like there's sand in the gears. And that's gonna cause a problem when you're sending line out and retrieving. Sure hope it's warm. The water temperature right now is only a couple degrees lower than the air temperature. According to that buoy way over there, you guys probably can't see it, but there's a white post way out there. And you can go on the internet and you can read the data from it and find out what the waves are like, what the wind speed is down here, which way the wind is blowing. Hello. Big polar pup. Maybe those kids swimming over there will scare some fish this way. They're gonna make a water landing, those ducks? Jeez, they're pretty close to the water. I like how I said hello to the dog and Buddy responds hello. It's like, I wasn't talking to you, dude. I was talking to your dog. I say hi to dogs more than I say hi to people nowadays. What the hell's going on here? Oh, okay. I caught the tree. Great. You want to know how I can tell this needs maintenance? The wetter the spool gets, the smoother it casts. Going back to the spinning setup. This is not working. Did you catch one? We'll throw the swim bait around again. I'm dragging it right on the bottom right now. I can feel it hitting the ripples in the sand. What I can't feel is a fish eating it. And that's what's disturbing. See, if there was a bass out there, it would have nuked that. Ugh, it's covered in shad larvae. Did I ever tell you guys the shad fly story from back in the day when I was at my old job? There was a couple of East Indians that were working on the site with us, and they were fresh to North Bay, so they had no clue. The one guy asked me, he's like, what are those flies I see everywhere outside? I'm like, well, the dead, because during the day they all die off, and he saw them then. And he's like, what do you mean? I'm like, what do you mean? He was like, all those flies. I'm like, they look like dragonflies when they got long spiny tails? He's like, yeah. I'm like, oh, I'm like, those are shad flies. Nobody told you about shad flies? And he's like, no. And I'm like, oh man, you gotta be careful. And he's like, what? And I'm like, yeah, man, when those things come out, you ever notice that by 7 p.m., 8 p.m., people are indoors? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, that's because those things are carnivorous. You don't go out when they're out there. They will strip you right down to the bone in seconds. They're like flying piranhas. Poor guy believed every word I said. So it came down to it where they wanted him to work nights, and he's like, I can't. You can't go outside at night because of the shad flies. And the team lead was like, what are you talking about? Those things are harmless. They don't even bite. He's like, but Adam told me. He's like, oh God. So I got pulled into the office and told to quit scaring the new people. True story. It was fun. I was going to do it again, but my current boss probably wouldn't see the humor in it, because my old boss sure as hell didn't. So there might be a chipmunk over here. Let's see if the walleye come in to gorge on these minnows. Yeah, but he's like, oh, just listening to the tunes and doing some fishing. I forgot I put my headphones on before I left the house today, so that I could listen to tunes while I'm down here. And the mosquitoes are starting. It's funny, my buddy, he's like, why do you always go fishing? You never do anything else but go fishing. He's like, how do you find it fun? And I'm like, dude, have you ever caught a fish? He's like, no. And I'm like, when you do, then you'll realize why it's fun. Because honestly, I never had interest in fishing until that one time I came down here with Sarah. We were fishing right here, and I caught that silver bass, and I was stoked. After that, I was hooked. Like you guys remember, I went up to Canadian Tire the next day and bought a rod and bought a bunch of junk and bought a tackle box that I never used. Did I cut myself with a braid? I think I did. But yeah, the moment you catch a fish, it's a game changer. You're just chasing that next fish. It's very addictive. And he's like, yeah, my girlfriend loves fishing, but I never want to go, so she just goes by herself. I'm like, you're a brave man. The reason why I say he's a brave man is because there's a lot of angler guys out there that would love a woman that would go fishing with them. And she really enjoys it. That story basically happened because of the headset, because that's what she does is she comes down, she goes to the government dock, and she'll fish and just listen to music and ignore the people. Which down there you literally have to do. Something hit it. I just got hit by something. It was a tap, 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 which means rock bass. And I don't think a rock bass is going to choke that hook back. It still has a tail. Yeah, guys, I might get skunked here tonight. There's an excellent chance of that. But at least this Alberto knot's holding up better than the old one. First time I tried, oh no, it was a double uni knot that I tried. And I cast it and my leader came right off. Like after like fourth cast, the leader just quit. But this one's holding on for dear life, so that's pretty sweet. Oh, mosquito got me. Dang it. But I got him too. Revenge of the fist. Yeah, man. I don't know. I don't know if the walleye are going to bother coming in tonight. Because why bother? Friggin' mosquito got me right between the knuckle. Son of a bitch. Also, the headphones I'm using, they're my Shocks, and they're spent. The left speaker is just rattling now. Well, guys, I think I'm going to get out of here soon. This doesn't seem like the best time to be fishing this lake. Oh man, more height than distance. And I'm getting chewed up by these damn mosquitoes. One last cast. Everybody says one last cast. Whether it's true or not, that's another story. See what I mean? I said one last cast, but look what I'm doing. Oh no, I'm casting again. I don't know why I'm casting again. It's not like there's any fish in here. Well, they are, but they're already full. Yeah, I'm calling it. This, my friends, is a waste of time. Good to get out of the house, though, but the fish are not biting. Shad flies be out, so be the mosquitoes. I'm getting chewed up. Where's this top pouch had 2 zippers? Oh well. Design suggestions to send a pissy fun. Let's get the frig out of here. Yeah, I knew tonight was probably going to be a bust. I'm not even going to joke about it. But I still wanted to come out because it's been since Saturday that I've gone fishing. And I want to do as much fishing as possible. Luckily, the shad flies only last for like 3 weeks. Like July is pretty much a fishing write-off. But then August comes in and everything goes back to normal. And the fish are fatter. So that's cool. That's why when We used to have the same bass opener as Bloke, where bass opener was on the, well, for them down there, it's this Saturday. I think that's the 27th. And when we used to have that, it sucked because bass would open and you couldn't fish them because they were never around due to all of the dang shad flies. I guess I could try Trout Lake. Well, not tonight, but see? 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 There's another one. Whoosh. Whoosh. All right, well, screw this place. I didn't see that one. I didn't see that one. Nope, didn't see that one. My goodness. All right, let's get out of here before they get wedged between the two windows back here. Alrighty guys, we're home. I want to check to see if that gear oil stuff is in here somewhere. It's literally an orange bottle. I think it's an orange bottle. Two of these. I think I have one of these in the car and the truck. It's that bug cream. A bunch of swim baits, empty Plano box, grinding discs, a Shimano 4000 reel. Maybe I put it in here. Yes. Lubricating oil. Perfect. Put that in my pocket. Let's go get the reel off the rod. No need to bring the whole rod in the house. We'll just cut the bait off of it and re-rig it some other time. I need some cutters. So I guess the Alberto knot did work on this. It was the way I tied on the lure that didn't work. That was the main problem. All right, stab this back in here. Strap that on there. Unscrew this. Take this, reel up the line. Oh, there's a fray in the line there. I'll just chuck this rod up top for now. Don't break it. That's good enough. We'll clear the door, close the door, close the gate, and we're good to go. So I guess tomorrow's video is going to be taking a crunchy reel and cleaning it up because you guys can't hear it. I can feel it in the reel that it's crunchy. So we'll do Crunchify it tomorrow. Any hoozle, guys. That's what I get for trying to fish on the worst time of the year. Because honestly, I knew I wasn't going to catch anything. I still wanted to go just get out of the and do something different, you know. 2 back-to-back nights of martial arts. And then I was like, yeah, I'm getting a little cooped up. Let's go get some fresh air. Go throw a rod around. I need to clean this lens. Holy. Yeah, that's a little better. But yeah, I noticed that this reel was making a grinding sound. A real bad one too. So figure we'll tear it down, clean it up, and then go from there. It's pretty easy to do. All these reels are easy to clean. Except for I can't see the release. Oh, it's right there. It's on the side over here, the release. But I'll make that tomorrow's video, shooting it with a better camera than a GoPro. And we'll go from there. So guys, thanks for coming out. We tried everything. We threw swim baits at them. We even chucked a lure that fell off in the water. Also, I found these upstairs. I think they might have come from a mystery tackle box. They're Matsuo's. They're swim baits. So these are pretty neat. So we might play with those too at some point. But tomorrow I'll do a video on cleaning this thing up. And then hopefully it's back to where it was. Because if you guys remember, last year, my last visit to go visit Bloke, I brought this thing down, caught a fish at the fork in the Thames, and when I got the fish up, I put my rod down and it fell over and landed in the dirt, and this thing was packed with dirt. It wouldn't reel. It was bad. I banged all the dirt out. I put it under water to wash the dirt out. Probably shouldn't have done that. Kind of an expensive reel. It's $169 freaking dollars. Not as bad as the Daiwa, but still probably shouldn't have done that, but I did, so it's over. It's too late. So yeah, we'll deal with that tomorrow. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, click that like button. Any questions, comments, concerns, down below they go. Yes, I knew I wasn't going to catch shit. And then I really knew I wasn't going to catch shit when I got back to the truck. I saw like 3 shads on my truck already. It's a black truck. If I would have drove the Firebird down, it would have been brown. All right? It would have been brown and fluffy. Glad I didn't drive the Firebird down. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. Like button, leave a comment. Until next time, peace the frig out. Sit, stupid, sit. Good dog. This is an interesting shot.